Today we're going to review two mid-size 7-seater SUV.
And we're here to help you decide which is the car for you. We now live in the age of the SUV boom, and everybody seems to be making one.
Yeah, except that not all offer 7-seater configuration. What I have here is the new, locally assembled Mitsubishi Outlander.
And I have the Nissan X-Trail Aero Edition. They're both locally assembled and are powered by a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine.
And CVT as well. Mitsubishi Motors Malaysia first introduced the Outlander in early 2016 with a 2.4-litre, fully imported all the way from Japan. But now they offer locally assembled units, both 2-litre and 2.4 as well.
The X-Trail actually came in 2015 and went on to be the best-selling SUV for 2 years in a row. But what I have here today is the Aero Edition, which basically is a cosmetic update.
And also a bit more expensive than the Outlander as well, which the Outlander doesn't require any kit at all because it just looks good as it is.
That I have to agree.
Yeah, so let us take you through the exterior. The Outlander has a stylish, elegant look, and especially with this new colour, it's called Ruby Black.
Choke. Ruby Black. What's ruby about it?
Ruby, yeah, I know. Ruby means red, right? If you were to look closely into the paint, you see this metallic red flicks around it. Yeah.
Okay.
So under the sun, it has that bit of a red shade to it.
Nice.
Yeah?
Nice. Mine's
Clever.
just plain old white.
So this thing looks elegant, unlike the sportier looking X-Trail.
Yeah, speaking of sporty, this is just a touch more sporty now thanks to the body kit. But I still like what you have in front. What is it called, GC?
It's called the Dynamic Shield.
It looks really good. A lot better than what I have here. It's a small, really subdued V-shaped looking grille. But I still prefer the somewhat more outlandishly looking, imposing look of your Outlander, you know?
Yeah, I like what you did there. And I like this chrome touch around it, which looks really good. Headlights, projector halogen with LED DRLs.
Reflectors with LED DRLs as well.
Reflectors, really.
Sorry, lol.
Along the side, the rims are 18-inch in size.
Mine's 17, gloss black, and before you ask, it's painted over.
Yeah. I like the bulging design on the wheel arch, that thing.
Yep. It's a very pronounced shoulder line, something the Outlander doesn't have, but I think it completes the look of the X-Trail even more, making it stand the test of time even better, I think. And compare this part, the wheel arch, to the Outlander, I think this one is a little bit more pronounced lah. And on the whole, makes the car look a little bit more rugged.
From the side, you can see how sleek and elegant this Outlander looks.
The X-Trail just looks rugged, I guess.
Yeah, I have a pair of very nice and sleek roof rails.
Yeah, I've got roof rails too, but it's a little bit more raised.
The shark fin antenna, I quite like that.
I'm not quite happy with mine because it looks like a Harry Potter wand. Man, I think it shouldn't be that, in my really humble and honest opinion. Either you slap on a shark fin antenna or not have anything at all, you know? It just looks ridiculous, look at that.
Yeah, but I think Harry Potter's stick looks nicer than that. I'm sure you guys agree that the Outlander's rear end looks so much better than the X-Trails.
I'm going to come back to that.
Yeah, and the tail lights, they are LED combination.
Mine's all bulb, unfortunately, but what I have is a nice Tommy skid plate and something you don't have, rear spoiler.
You call that a spoiler?
Well, I would call that the spoiler, but this looks really good.
The cabin design in here is not the most modern or the best looking out there, but at least it's not cluttered, it's well organized, and I like all these panels with piano black finishing and soft touch materials.
Over here, I think the dashboard looks a little bit more sleek than the Outlander. It's got nice contours, got a bit of soft touch materials, but certain things are starting to show its age, like the steering wheel. It's a little bit too thin for my liking, and the vertically laid out buttons here require a little bit of a stretch, so
Well, mine looks a lot better and feels a lot better as well. As for the meter cluster, I think both cars have the same kind of design with the analog meters and the digital screen right in the middle for your info and stats.
Mine looks about the same, so no complaints there, I guess. Now, moving on to the center display. I really like how all the things are properly integrated. When you touch, it responds, but look at that. I mean, it looks a little bit like Windows 8 with the colored tiles and all that, but it's very responsive, so I have to give it to that.
The one in the Outlander looks really good. It has got very sharp screen and the colors are vivid, but it does have that aftermarket feel. But it's very easy to use and it comes with Apple CarPlay as well. And oh yes, it does this too, air gesture function. But yeah, you have to do this in order to activate it, which I don't find it very useful. Moving along, climate control settings is very easy to use, very direct. What about yours, Matt?
Yeah, I've got the same dual zone automatic climate controls. I believe yours does too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving downwards, I've got this traditional stick shifter with manual shift mode. No pedal shifters, so if you want to shift, just push up and down here lah.
Yes, I've got that as well, and I've got a very nice slot for my key. Do you have that?
It's keyless entry anyway, I can just keep it in my pocket.
Anyway, I've got two cup holders here, which I can slot my phone in as well. Gear lever is gated, it doesn't have the manual shifting and it also doesn't come with pedal shifters. And of course, what the X-Trail doesn't have is this, the 4-wheel drive mode switch, which I'll explain a bit more about it later on. Sufficient space right here underneath, which is nice.
As for compartments, I think the X-Trail is a little bit better. There's no handbrake lever or electronic brake to get in the way. It's all down here by foot. So it frees up a lot of space here. You get two cubby holders with air vents. You get to put your touch and go cards, your smart tags or your keys right here. And there's also a little compartment where you can put your phone and wallet at the same time, which is really neat. Plus, a really nice, really deep center console.
Yeah, I don't have a foot-operated handbrake. I have a conventional one, which is nice. Now the seats in the Outlander, they are wrapped in fabric and they are very comfortable.
The seats here look a little bit more fancy because remember, this is the Aero Edition, which comes with this really nice brown leather seats. But the standard version comes with black fabric and it's also zero gravity. But interestingly, I think the Outlander is a little bit more comfortable because it provides slightly better thigh support and lumbar support.
Yeah, even though it looks nice with that brown leather and all that in there, but it's really not comfortable. And there's another trump card that the Outlander has against the X-Trail, which is this car has 7 airbags. What about you?
2.
2?
Standard?
You mean like 1 and 2?
1 and 1, 1 plus 1.
2.
2, yeah.
Oh,
2.
that's
Standard across the range. I don't know why. But I've got a compensating feature, which is a 360-degree all-round camera view. That one's standard. Let's go back to the back seats.
Wait, I'm not done yet. The Outlander comes with security film as standard.
Now we really should go to the back seat. Now, the first thing you notice back here is how high up you sit. I find the headroom a little bit lacking for my height. I'm 172 by the way. And I'm looking straight into the driver's eyes through the rear view mirror over there. Now, the good news is the seats slide by a considerable margin. That's really nice. And although it might not look like it has armrest, but check this out. A nice fat armrest with 2 cup holders. How about that, GC?
Yeah, I have plenty of leg room. This is my usual driving position and look how much space I have back here. A lot of headroom as well. And the height is just nice. Seats are fabric, very comfortable, very supportive. I get this conventional armrest with cup holders. Now the seats might look like it's very upright, but you can do this.
I can actually sit like a boss, like you too, and I find the seats very comfortable. I especially like these zero gravity seats, you know. It gives you a lot of lumbar support, which I find very useful for long distance drives. Otherwise, no complaints, man.
Are they astronomically comfortable?
Maybe not, but it's as good as it gets. But one thing you cannot make fun of is this, aircon vents, which I find very useful for a car of this size especially.
Yes, I think it's best to have rear aircon vents as well in here in the Outlander. Well, it looks like I'm the one who's taking the back seat now. further back. Now, getting to the third row seats. Pull this back, all the way back. And yeah, as expected, with the second row seat pushed all the way to the back, you don't get a lot of room though. But with the second row seats adjusted a little bit, it should be better.
This is not too bad. I just have to raise this. That's a bit stiff.
Bro, don't cheat,
Hey, I'm comfortable.
How am I going to sit? I can't see. How am I going to sit here? I can't. So, which means
Oh God.
I have to go. Yeah.
Oh my,
How are you doing back there?
My foot is pinned. I can't move my feet.
Yeah. Okay. I'm okay.
Oh,
No, wait. A bit more.
Oh my goodness.
Alright.
Okay, now I'm definitely gonna get butt cramps after this.
Okay. Let's go.
How
are you doing?
I think this is why they call it a 5+2.
Yeah.
But the +2 is literally not livable for...
+2 without legs.
Probably without
Yes.
legs. I guess children from 5 and below would be alright in this, but I can never enjoy any ride in this, man.
Right. So just because you chose this car, you're gonna stay there.
But I don't want to be here anymore.
Bye.
Can we just go?
No.
Can we go back?
Ciao.
I can't move. My legs are cramped. Shit.
Now, back here, with the third row seats folded down, you get a seriously large boot space. Well, that's because the full-size spare tire is right underneath here, and all the tools are stored in here on the side. That's very clever. And let me show you this. You get a specific storage area for the tonneau cover. You don't even get this in premium brand cars. And the Outlander has a class-leading cabin capacity with over 1,600 litres, with all the seats folded flat down. Impressive.
Now, first things first. I don't quite like how the boot release is located here instead of here. It's a bit counterintuitive. Not sure who designed that. But anyway, boot space is not as impressive with the third row seats up. But if you fold it down, you get a decent amount of space. But it's still not quite as big as the Outlanders because the spare tire, unlike the Outlander, is built right inside and not underneath the car. On the other hand, just like the Outlander, the tonneau cover is built right in, so you can store it whenever it's not used. And with the second row seats folded down, you don't quite get a flat cargo space. Falls short a little bit compared to the Outlander, but it's got about 1,500 litres of space. Pretty practical if you ask me.
So, this locally assembled Mitsubishi Outlander is powered by a 2-litre 4-cylinder Mavic engine paired to a CVT gearbox. It makes 145 horsepower and 196 Nm of torque.
Both these cars are really neck and neck in terms of powertrain. This one producing about 142 horsepower and 200 Nm of torque, all of which are sent to the front wheels through a continuously variable transmission, or more popularly known as CVT.
For a family SUV, it is well equipped in terms of safety features. It has got 7 airbags, the usual ABS, stability control, traction control and all that. It has coffee break reminder. It ensures that you get enough rest before you continue on with your long drive. And it even has built-in dash cam, which is very useful because there are so many morons on the road nowadays.
No matter how much money you're willing to pay Nissan Malaysia, you're only gonna get 2 airbags, no matter which variant you choose. Say what you want about it, leave a comment down below. But if my 6-year-old Kia gets 6 airbags, there is really no reason whatsoever for a car costing twice or nearly twice as much to have just 2. It's just unacceptable. Unacceptable. The biggest difference in this round of comparison is that the Outlander gets all-wheel drive as standard, no matter which variant you choose, but this one doesn't.
Other than its strong selling point as a 7-seater SUV with 7 airbags, it even comes with 4-wheel drive capability, and that makes it the most affordable 4-wheel drive 7-seater SUV out there, which is what we need because it fills up the gap in the market and it gives people like you guys more options to choose from. Unlike most of the all-wheel drive SUVs out there which are front-wheel driven and the rear wheels comes in on demand as and when the system thinks that you need more traction, the Outlander gives you more control. You get to choose to run on all 4 wheels at all time. That's because there are 3 different modes to choose from through the 4-wheel drive mode selector. The first mode, the 4-wheel drive Eco, sends all power to the front wheel, and the rear wheels are always on standby to receive more power to give you more grip when you need them. It is the everyday mode that you use, suitable for city driving, highway driving during dry weather conditions. During rainy days or when you are on slippery conditions, that is when you need the most traction. Go on to 4-wheel drive auto mode and you get to run all 4 wheels. Most of the power is sent to the front, and when you need more traction, it can go up to a 50-50 power distribution between front and rear. The third mode, which is 4-wheel drive lock, is for when you are on tricky surfaces such as grass, mild sand or gravel. It runs almost like the 4-wheel drive auto mode, which is more power to the front, but when you need that extra kick to get you out of sticky situations, it gives more power to the rear wheels to get you out of them. That makes it rear bias.
It's front-wheel drive only, so it feels a little bit lighter on the throttle compared to the Outlander, which has all-wheel drive. Off the line, this car feels quicker than the Outlander, but really not by much. There is one thing I really don't like though. It's this. You hear that whine at the very end? I don't like that. If you know me, then you would know by now that I'm not a big fan of CVTs. Few companies like Audi and Subaru get it right, but generally, on the whole, CVTs are dreadful to drive, especially for keener drivers. But what's special about this Xtronic CVT is that it's programmed with 7 virtual ratios, or 7-speed, to better mimic a proper cogged transmission. It also has this feature called active engine braking, making downhill descents a little bit more reassuring. But I still don't like CVTs, man.
I know by now you'll be asking, do we really need all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive in an SUV? Well, I personally drive an SUV and it has got all-wheel drive system. I like it because it has got high ground clearance, which means I can go through mild flash floods, I can climb up curbs, and I can even tackle potholes and uneven surfaces unique to the Malaysian roads. And to do all that, I wouldn't want to get stuck, which means I will need to have all 4 wheels working for me. Most importantly, it is that sense of security, that peace of mind that you get, knowing that there are power in all 4 wheels to help you get through almost all kinds of situations. And for me, that is like a safety feature. So now, how does it drive? Once you have driven the Outlander, you will immediately realize that it is a very easy to drive family SUV. Comfortable sitting position in these nice fabric seats with light steering wheel and throttle feel. It makes it very easy to maneuver and handle, especially in the concrete jungle. It's a very easy to drive family SUV.
In terms of suspension, this car feels slightly better damped than the Outlander because it runs on smaller rims, 17-inch compared to the Outlander's 18, and it has higher profile tires. It gets McPherson struts up front, which is typically low cost to manufacture and inexpensive to repair should something go wrong, and the rear gets a multi-link setup instead of a torsion beam for better comfort. There is, however, a really big but. Tire roar is just unacceptably loud for a family car such as this. I'm willing to turn a blind eye because this car has over 27,000 kilometers on the clock, so the tires may not be as fresh as the Outlander. But again, on the whole, I think insulation and NVH levels in the Outlander is much better compared to this.
yes, it's much more cozy and quiet in here. Power delivery, it is sufficient and smooth through the CVT. And I like brakes, the brakes feel very nice. Suspension wise, it absorbs the roads very well, it is very comfortable, and at the same time, it is able to provide high-speed stability. Yes, you can take this car up to speed and handle it confidently.
The X-Trail rides a bit taller than the Outlander, making body roll slightly more apparent. Now, I don't mind it because it's supposed to be a comfortable people mover, but the Outlander isn't all that bad either. There's this thing called active ride control, which works via engine braking to help reduce pitching motion. So when you go over bumps, you technically won't feel it as much.
Yeah, it's about the same here. You do feel the body roll around winding roads like this, but it is surprisingly capable around the corners. But anyhow, it is still a family SUV. You wouldn't want to drive it like a moron. So all in all, this car is a very handsome family SUV that's comfortable and comes with 4-wheel drive capability suitable for your entire family and all your outdoor activities. And now the big but, which is not very big. We all love the looks of the car from the outside with that dynamic shield design and the special ruby black paint. But the inside, it just doesn't match. It's kind of weird. But well, at least it's very comfortable. It's so comfortable, I don't mind driving from KL to Bangkok again. And Happy Paula loves it. Yeah. You know Happy Paula?
So, which of these two mid-size 7-seater SUV is the car for you?
Well, if you're looking for an SUV that is stylish, practical, and yet uncompromising in terms of safety features, and at the same time comes with all-wheel drive features for your outdoor adventures and activities with your friends and family, then the Outlander is the right car for you.
But if you're not the outdoor kind of guy, but still want to fetch your friends and family around town in a 7-seater SUV, then the X-Trail is your next best bet.
If you want to find out more about the new locally assembled Mitsubishi Outlander 2.0
or the Nissan X-Trail Aero Edition,
do log on to AutoBuzz.my. If you like our video, do give us a thumbs up, share, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the logo or the subscribe button below.
Don't let that other
two cubby holders.
Cubby holders.
It frees up a lot of... I'm gonna miss you guys, man. Come on, let me pull some stupid jokes now once in a while. But too bad, by the time you're editing this, I would be long gone.